What's your thoughts on how often you should change your training?
Well, that's a good question because if you look at the so-called experts in bodybuilding over the years, it varies. I mean, I had a friend of mine, you might have heard of him. He was a very famous trainer named Charles Poliquin. I don't know if you ever heard of Charles Poliquin.
Yeah, I
He was originally out of Canada, then he relocated to Arizona. And this guy trained about 20 different Olympic champions, mostly winter sports. But his philosophy was you change your workout almost every other workout, or even every workout. You change your exercises. He felt it would cause the muscles to respond better. Now, the other school of thought was that, and this is more valid scientifically, that it doesn't make sense to change your exercises every workout because the muscle, to a certain extent, has to adapt to the exercise. That could take a little bit of time. Now, as far as changing your workout, as the frequency, the what I've written over the years in several articles is that the change in workout is very useful, more useful, I should say, psychologically than physically, in the sense that a muscle can only contract in a certain directions. In other words, when you want to train your bicep, you do some sort of curl. Now you can use different angles. You can do an incline curl, a preacher curl, a barbell curl, but it's still contracting the same way. Your muscle doesn't have brains. It can only contract. But the thing is, it's also easy after, if you've been doing the same exercise for, let's say, a year or more, you might get bored and you might get to the point where you're not pushing as hard. The intensity level goes down. And when that happens, then you're not causing any muscle damage. You're not putting enough mechanical tension on the muscle. So the muscle just doesn't grow. Now, if you switch, let's say, to a different exercise that works the same muscle, basically your mind is now open. It's refreshed. You have more enthusiasm. You'll probably train harder and you continue to make gains. So this is a long-winded way of answering your question to say, I think changing your routine or your exercises is more of a psychological benefit than an actual physical benefit. And if you look at guys like Arnold and Ronnie Coleman, who are two top Mr. Olympias, these guys never change their workout. They use the same workout. Ronnie Coleman has used the same workout since he began training practically. But what he's done is he has a gift for increasing muscle strength by increasing the amount of weight he uses, even though he doesn't change his exercises. He's increased the mechanical tension, so the muscle is forced to grow because there's more muscle damage. So he does make gains, even though he doesn't change his exercise. But for most people, changing your exercise every so often will have a refreshing psychological effect. You'll train harder, and it'll probably get you out of a training rut. So that's the best way to answer that.